was time past what words can say. Feet sore on a long, hard way. Every step felt heavier than the last. I didn't know how long I'd last. I told myself just one more try. Looked at the road, then at the sky. When strength made out and hope felt frail, something carried me. Faith carried me one more mile. My heart said quit, my soul stayed a while. I didn't run, I didn't fly, just kept moving through the night. When I couldn't see the finish right, and when my prayers were worn and tired, faith carried me one more mile. I learned faith don't always feel brave. Sometimes it just helps you stay. It doesn't shout, it doesn't shine. It whispers, take one line. I didn't know what awaited there. I just knew God still cared. And every step I thought was mine was grace in disguise. Faith carried me one more mile, through the doubt, through the trial. I didn't need the whole way clear, just enough light to stay right here. When my will was on the line, when my courage felt denied, faith carried me one more night. One more mile can change a life. One more prayer can turn the tide. When you think you reach your end, that's where grace begins. If you're standing where I've been, I'm wondering how to keep going then. Let this truth help you decide. Faith will carry you tonight. Faith carried me one more mile. Turn my weakness into drive. It don't fear the road ahead. I've seen how God provides. If my life still wants in life, after miles I thought were final, faith carried me one more mile. I don't count how far I've gone. I just trust what carries on. Every step, through every trial, faith carries me. didn't choose the road I walk, didn't plan the nights I fought. The valley came without a sound, laid my strength down on the ground. I prayed for wings, I prayed for light, but all I had was one more night. Every step felt heavy and slow, I couldn't make it on my own. God carried me through the valley when my legs could barely stand. I didn't climb my way to mercy, I was lifted by His hand. When the shadows closed around me and the way ahead looked dim, God carried me through the valley. I've heard folks say you gotta be strong, but strength was gone before too long. All I had was faith so small, it barely felt like faith at all. But He don't measure what you bring, He meets you in the suffering. I didn't walk that road alone, I was carried all the way home. God carried me through the valley, through the silence and the fear. I didn't see the ending then, but I felt Him near. When my voice could barely pray and my hope felt thin, God carried me through the valley. The valley don't mean God's not good, it means He's close like He said He would. Some lessons only come that way when you're walking low, not brave. If you're tired and worn tonight, wondering how you'll survive, let this truth be what you hear: God is carrying you here. God carried me through the valley, every mile, every tear. I don't fear those places now, I've seen His faithfulness there. If my life still stands and sings after everything I've been in, God carried me through the valley. I don't rush past the low ground now, I remember how He carried me out. Every scar still tells the tale of grace that walked me through the valley. I thought faith was supposed to feel strong, like every doubt would be gone. But I walked through nights I couldn't explain, prayed hard and still felt the rain. But I mistook the signs for defeat, thought God had turned away from me. But looking back through all that cross, I see the truth now. Faith didn't fail me after all, held me up when I threw I'd fall. When answers didn't come my way, every goal seemed locked and closed. sides, wanted peace on lifetime line. But faith kept moving even slow, teaching me what trust is for. I didn't lose it in the pain, it was growing underneath the strain. It felt like weakness in my soul. Was faith doing its work? Faith didn't fail me after all. Faith ain't measured by the wind, it's staying when you can't give in, when it don't feel brave or strong, but you still keep moving on. If you're wondering where faith went when everything you had was dead, let this truth break. Faith didn't fail you after all. Faith didn't fail me after all. He carried me through unanswered calls. I don't doubt the road I walked. Taught my heart what faith really is. My life still stands at all. It's because grace stood through it all. Faith didn't fail me after all. I don't fear the doubts I saw. Didn't mean my faith was gone. He only showed me through it all. Faith never failed me after all. I was chasing lights that burned out fast, running circles through my past. Every sign I thought I knew led me further from the truth. I tried to stand on what I felt, but feelings changing so that I had nowhere left to go. Something found me in the dark. Fate found me when I was lost, when the map in my hands was wrong. I didn't know the way back home, but I wasn't walking it alone. I didn't see it coming through, but grace knew exactly what to do. Faith found me when I was lost. I thought belief is something strong, something you don't doubt for long. Faith showed up in quiet ways, stayed with me through all those days. I didn't shout, I didn't run, I just started to let him come. What I feared and let me go was actually holding me close. They found me when I was lost, and when my hope was almost gone. I didn't earn another star. They found me right where I was. I don't fear those roads I crossed. They led me where I needed most. They found me when I was lost. Lost don't mean you're out of reach. It just means grace is closer than you think. If you're standing where I stood, let this truth do what it can. You don't have to know the way. Just take the step you're on today. Faith don't wait for perfect ground, but finds you when you're lost. Faith found me when I was lost, turned my wandering into trust. It don't live by who I was, I live by who He's called me now. If my life still carries hope, after all the miles I crossed, it's because faith found me when I was lost. I don't fear getting lost again. I know where faith will be, right there finding me. I didn't learn belief in the daylight, didn't find peace when the road was right. It was late nights and unanswered calls, when hope felt thin against the wall. I prayed for signs, prayed for a spark, but all I got was silence and dark. Still something deeper held its ground when nothing else was around. Faith grew in the dark when I couldn't see ahead, when the night pressed on my heart and fear said this was the end. I didn't feel strong, I didn't feel sure, but roots grow deep when the light is gone. Faith grew in the dark. I used to think belief was clear, that it chased away every fear, but faith what God is doing secretly. Hold on, don't lose heart. Faith is growing in the dark. Faith grew in the dark, stronger than it ever was. I don't fear those nights anymore. They taught me how to trust. If my life stands firm and marked by a hope that won't depart, it's because faith grew in the dark. I don't curse the night I walk through. I thank God for what it grew. Not every miracle starts with light. Some begin in the dark. Some begin in the dark. I thought faith would come with answers, clear directions, open doors. But all I found was empty hours and questions echoing on the floor. I prayed for change, I prayed for speed, but heaven moved slower than me. Every promise felt delayed, every hope learned how to stay. Faith was born in the waiting, in the silence, in the slow, when nothing moved the way I planned and I had nowhere else to go. I didn't see it taking shape, but something stronger grew in me. Faith was born in the waiting. I learned patience isn't passive, it's staying when you wanna run. Trusting God with what you can't see, believing before the breakthrough comes. I didn't lose myself in time, I was being redesigned. Every pause, every delay was faith learning how to stand. Faith was born in the waiting, not in answers, not in sight. It grew roots deep in the dark and learned to live without the light. I don't rush the hand of grace, I trust the work He's doing in me. Faith was born in the waiting. Waiting doesn't mean He's late, it means He's working out the shape of who you'll be when doors swing wide and promises align. If you're standing still like me, wondering what this time could mean, let this truth be what you're stating. Faith is born in waiting. Faith was born in the waiting, turn my weakness into strength. I don't fear the in-between, I trust what God is shaping next. If my life still walks believing through unanswered prayers I'm facing, faith was born in the waiting. I don't curse the waiting now, I know what faith can grow somehow. Every pause, every delay was faith learning how to stay. Lay awake with my thoughts too loud, every word is calling out. I tried to silence the noise inside, but fear kept talking through the night. I prayed for calm, I prayed for clear, but all I felt was shaking fear. Till something deeper reached my soul, spoke a word I needed most. God spoke peace over my fear, not all at once, but strong and clear. The storm didn't disappear, but my heart finally could breathe. When my mind said run and hide, His voice said, child, I'm by your side. God spoke peace over my fear. I've learned peace ain't the absence of pain. It's trusting God when nothing's changed. It's hearing truth above the doubt when fear is screaming loud. I didn't fight the night away, I stayed and listened while He stayed. And in the middle of my tears, peace took root. God spoke peace over my fear. When the dark was all I knew, I didn't need the answers yet, I just needed Him to speak. Every worry lost its grip when His promise touched my chest. God spoke peace over my fear. He didn't shout, He didn't rush, He whispered truth I could trust. If God is near, what can I fear? That's where peace begins. If you're restless where you stand, waiting on a better plan, let this truth draw you near. God still speaks peace. God spoke peace over my fear. My heart learned how to rest. I don't fear tomorrow now, I trust what He has said. If my life still walks in faith, when fear tries to reappear, I remember who spoke peace over my fear. The night may come, the worries too, but I know what His voice can do. When fear comes back and draws near, God still speaks peace.
I've prayed some prayers through weary tears, felt unheard through passing years. I spoke your name into the dark with a trembling, broken heart. I wondered if my voice was lost, if faith still mattered at the cost. But silence never meant goodbye, it just meant you were working inside. God still hears my cry, even when the answer's slow. Every tear, every broken sigh falls into His hands, I know. When my strength is gone, my whole ground's dry, I hold on to this truth inside. God still hears my cry. I've learned you don't always You don't rush the hurting crowd. Sometimes you whisper, sometimes wait. Still you're never late. I don't pray to change your mind. I pray to rest inside your time. Even when I don't see why, I trust you hear my cry. God still hears my cry in the midnight, in the ache, but I can't see daylight, and my faith feels paper thin. I don't pray to pass the test. I pray to trust you with a rest. God still hears my cry. David cried and you heard him. Jonah prayed and you answered. Every voice you've ever known is never truly alone. If you're praying through the pain, wondering if it's in vain, yet this truth still testifies. God still hears your cry. God still hears my cry. Not because I'm strong or right, but because His love won't turn away from a child who calls His name. If my heart still dares to try, it's because I know inside God still hears my cry. I cried prayers I couldn't explain, sad with loss I couldn't name. Every tear fell heavy and slow, like questions I'd never known. I asked for peace, I asked for proof, but all I felt was the truth, that faith don't come from getting answers, it comes from staying put. God turned my tears into trust when my heart was worn and bruised. I didn't see the bigger plan, but I learned who to lean on. What broke me down, what shook my ground, became the place I stood. God turned my tears into trust. I used to fear the nights that stayed, when morning felt so far away, but sorrow taught my soul to pray in a deeper way. I didn't lose my faith in pain, it changed shape but it remained. What once fell as tears and doubt now lifts me up. God turned my tears into trust, not all at once but line by line. I stopped demanding clarity and found His timing kind. I don't need to know the end, I know the one I trust. God turned my tears into trust. Tears don't mean belief is gone. Sometimes they're how faith moves on. If God counts every single one, they're never wasted. If you're crying where you stand, wondering how this helps your plan, let this truth rebuild your ground. God turns tears into trust. God turned my tears into trust, into a hope that won't give up. I don't curse the nights I cried, they taught my heart to rely. If my life still stands upright, after all I walk through, God turned my tears into trust. I don't hide the tears I've known, they remind me how I've grown from every cry that felt unjust. God turned my tears into trust. I took some turns I shouldn't take, called freedom every wrong mistake. I said goodbye more times than once. Thought I'd gone too far this run. I walked away with dust on my shoes, tried to outrun what I already knew. But every mile I thought I'd roam, grace kept finding me. Grace followed me home, down every road I swore was mine. I slammed the door, I crossed the line, still mercy stayed close behind. I thought I lost my place to belong, but love don't give up when you're gone. Grace followed me home. I learned distance don't scare grace, it don't forget your face. I slept in places I don't name, still heard you call me just the same. I didn't turn back right away, I took the long and broken way, but every step I walked alone, grace was closer than I'd known. Grace followed me home, through my silence, through my shame. I didn't ask to be forgiven, but you forgave me anyway. I don't fear where I've been shown, I know where I truly belong. Grace followed me home. Prodigals don't walk alone, they're followed by a Father's hope. If you think you've gone too far, grace already knows where you are. It don't wait for perfect days, it don't ask you to explain, it just walks the long road slow till it gets you home. Turn my running into rest. I don't live by who I was, I live forgiven, I confess.
if my heart still finds its tone after all the miles I roamed, grace followed me home. I don't run from grace no more. I opened up the door every step I've ever known. Let me home. Let me home. I was living like the ending was said, like my past was the only thing left. I read my life in worn out lines, every chapter felt resigned. I tried to fix what time had been, tried to pay for what I spent, but the ink ran dry on who I was till mercy picked the pen back up. Grace rewrote my story, changed the ending, I believe. What I thought was over and done became a brand new start in me. I don't read my life the way I used to. I see hope where guilt once stood before me. Grace rewrote my story. I labeled scars I couldn't hide, called them proof that I denied. Every dream I left behind, every wrong turn etched in time. But grace don't cross the line and quit, it keeps writing even in the mess. The author didn't turn away, he just wrote a better page. Grace rewrote my story, not by erasing where I'd been, but by redeeming every line and breathing life back in. I don't hide from yesterday, it don't own me anymore. Grace rewrote my story. I thought the ink was permanent, thought the damage couldn't mend, but the cross rewrote the cost and restored what I had lost. If you think it's too late now, if you've written yourself out, let my life testify, grace is still writing tonight. Grace rewrote my story from the first line to the end, and I don't fear the final chapter, I know who holds the pen. If my life speaks hope and glory after everything I've been through, grace rewrote my story. I don't tear those old pages out, they remind me what grace is about. Every line now tells one truth, my story's new.
I've walked away more times than I admit, said I was done and turned back quick. I drew my lines, I closed the door, thought grace would knock once more. I wore my guilt like it was true, to let shame decide what love could do. But every time I lost belief,
something still believed in me. Jesus didn't give up on me when I quit on myself completely. I ran out of strength, ran out of pleas. Still mercy wouldn't let me be. I crossed lines I swore I'd keep. Still grace kept reaching me. Jesus didn't give up on me. I thought patience had a final end, that love grows tired of broken men. But he stayed longer than my doubt, loved me past my way out. I didn't earn another star, didn't trade my sin for a better heart. He just met me where I stood and called me his. Jesus didn't give up on me when my faith was hanging by a string. I didn't feel worthy to believe, still grace believed in me. I don't live by who I used to be, I live by mercy rescuing me. Jesus didn't give up on me. Peter fell, still you restored. Thomas doubted, still you spoke. Every failure you redeemed, that same love reached me. If you think you're too far gone, if you think you waited too long, let this truth set you free. Jesus doesn't quit easily. Jesus didn't give up on me through every fall, through every plea. I don't fear my history, it's proof of grace that carried me. If my life still dares to sing, it's because of one clear thing: Jesus didn't give up on me. I don't boast in what I've been, I boast in love that stayed to the end. Through every doubt, through every plea, Jesus didn't give up on me. Just another face in the crowd, lost in the noise, lost in the sound. I walked through rooms where no one knew the weight of the things I was going through. I've been overlooked, I've been unseen, felt small in places I've been. But when I whispered his name in pain, I learned something true. Jesus knows my name, every scar, every prayer. When I feel like I don't matter, he's already there. I'm not lost in the crowd, I'm not too far away. Jesus knows my name. I don't have to shout to be heard, I don't have to say the right words. He reads the silence in my chest, knows the prayers I never said. I've learned his love ain't general, it's personal, it's intentional. Before I ever called his name, he was calling mine. Jesus knows my name. When my faith feels weak and thin, he knows the battles I don't show, the wars I fight within. I don't stand on who I was, I stand on grace proclaimed. Jesus knows my name. The shepherd calls his own by name, not one forgotten, not one the same. If he can count the stars above, he can remember me in love. If you think you're just one more face, let this truth fall into place. He sees you clear, he sees you plain. Jesus knows my name, in the light and in the dark. When I'm strong and when I break, he still guards my heart. I don't walk this road alone, I've never walked in vain. Jesus knows my name. When the world forgets my face, I rest in amazing grace. I don't fear being unseen. Jesus knows my name.
questions hard as stone. I missed the signs along the way, thought heaven turned its face. I prayed for proof, I prayed for sight, but all I felt was night. Looking back through every mile, I see him now. Jesus was there the whole time. When I couldn't see the line between the promise and the pain, between the loss and gain, I thought I'd cross the final line, but grace was closer than I knew. Jesus was there the whole time. I blamed the silence for the doubt, thought love had counted me out, but mercy doesn't shout my name, it walks with me the same. Every tear, every step, every prayer I have forgot, turns out I was never left, not once. Jesus was there the whole time. In the waiting, in the why, when faith felt thin and hope ran dry, he never left my side. I don't fear those nights I cried, they taught my heart what's true. Jesus was there the whole time. The shepherd doesn't lose his own, he knows the way back home. If you feel late, if you feel behind, he's closer than you think. Jesus was there the whole time. From the first tear to the last, I don't read my story the same, knowing grace outpaced my past. If my life still stands aligned with mercy strong and kind, Jesus was there the whole time. I don't ask where he's been, I know where I've always been, held by grace I couldn't find. Till now, Jesus was there the whole time. I didn't come with answers, Lord, just pieces I couldn't hold. I tried to mend what time had torn, but the cracks were deep and cold. I wore my pain like armor on, pretended I was fine. But you see past the guarded smile, straight into this heart of mine. Lord, I gave you my broken heart, not the healed one, not the strong. I laid it down just as it was. Every fear, every scar, I didn't know where healing starts, I just knew where I belonged. Lord, I gave you my broken heart. I've learned you don't demand perfection, you don't turn away from tears, you don't rush the resurrection, you just stay right here. I stopped pretending I could fix what only grace could touch. I ran out of ways to cope. Your mercy was enough. Lord, I gave you my broken heart when I had nothing left to prove. I didn't ask you for a restart, I just asked you to move. You didn't shame me where I fell apart. You pulled me close and made me new. Lord, I gave you my broken heart. You don't despise the shattered place. That's where you show the most grace. If broken's all you have to bring, it's still a worthy offering. If anyone feels torn like me, wondering if God still sees, let my story be the start. He heals broken hearts. Lord, I gave you my broken heart, and you gave me peace instead. I don't carry what I used to now. I trust what you have said. If my life still learns to start after falling apart, it's because I gave you my broken heart. I don't fear the cracks I see. They remind me how you healed me. Every beat, every part belongs to you, Lord. I gave you my broken heart. I've been holding on too tight, trying to win every fight. Carried worries through the night like they were mine to own. I plan the days, I shape the end, try to guard what comes next. But peace don't come from clenched fists, it comes when you let go. Lord, I rest in your hand. Not my strength, not my plans, I lay it down. Every fear I stand in, I don't need to understand it. Tomorrow shifts and bends, I'm still safe where I am. Lord, I rest in your hands. I've learned control can wear you thin, turn faith into discipline. But trust is softer, deeper still, to staying quiet in your will. When answers don't come clear or fast, when hope feels buried in the past, I remember who you've been, and I breathe again. Lord, I rest in your hand. When my heart won't stand on its own, I don't rush what you're shaping. I don't fear the unknown. If I fall, if I stand, if I don't see where this ends, Lord, I rest in your hands. Those hands were nailed upon a cross, they carried every weight I lost. If love held firm
cross, I can rest here. I don't need to fight for peace, I don't need to chase belief. I just lean where grace still stands and rest in your hands. Lord, I rest in your hands. From this breath to the end, I don't live by what I fear, I live by what you've said. If my life still learns to bend without breaking where I am, Lord, I rest in your hands. I don't grip tomorrow tight, I sleep through the night. Held by grace, I understand. Lord, I rest in your hands.
I've been holding on to what I can't control. White-knuckled prayers, a restless soul. I tried to fix what only time could mend, build my walls and call it strength. Every night I fought the same old fear. Every morning the weight was still here, till I heard a whisper, soft but true, child, let me carry you. Lord, I surrender everything, every worry, every need, all the plans I tried to say, all the nights I couldn't sleep. I lay it down, I open my hands, I trust you more than I understand. Lord, I surrender everything. I've learned peace don't come from holding tight, it comes from trusting you with my life. When I stop demanding answers now, I feel your presence settle down. I don't lose myself when I let go, I finally become who you already know. What I feared would leave me bare found me safe inside your care. Lord, I surrender everything, not in weakness but in faith. I don't need to know the end, I just need your grace. If tomorrow bends and breaks, I'll still stand on what you say. Lord, I surrender everything. Those hands that hold the world in place still carry me with gentle grace. If you gave your life to set me free, I can trust you fully. If you're tired of carrying it all, let this moment be your call. There's rest where surrender begins, and freedom when you let him in. Lord, I surrendered everything, every burden, every dream. I don't live by fear or sight, I live by faith in you alone. From this breath to everything, I place my life in your hands. Lord, I surrender everything. I don't cling to what I can't keep, I rest in promises you speak. With an open heart and open hands, I surrender everything.
try to hold them all tight, like I could see beyond the night. I carried fear like it was wise, called control my compromise. I planned my steps, I drew the lines, tried to guard this heart of mine. But every road I paved alone led me back to you. Lord, I trust you with my life, with the questions and the why. I don't need to see the end to believe you're good and right. If the road ahead bends twice and I don't know where I'll arrive, Lord, I trust you with my life. I've learned trust ain't built on sight, it's choosing faith in the night, when nothing feels the way it should and hope seems misunderstood. I don't place my faith in plans, I place my life inside your hands. What I feared would cost me all gave me peace instead. Lord, I trust you with my life, when the ground beneath me shakes. I don't ask you to explain, I just rest in what you say. If I fall or if I rise, I am yours beyond the fight. Lord, I trust you with my life. Those hands that shape the sea and land still gently hold this heart I am. If you gave your son for me, I can trust you endlessly. If anyone stands like I did, afraid of what trust might cost them, let this truth replace the fight. He is worthy of your life. Lord, I trust you with my life, with my future, with my past. I don't fear what I can't see, I know your love will last. If my heart still beats alive, with a hope that won't divide, Lord, I trust you with my life. I don't carry what's not mine, I release it all tonight. Every breath, every fight is in your hands. I trust you with my life. I trust you with my life. I've walked ahead too many times, trusted my steps, ignored the signs. I ran so fast I couldn't hear the quiet truth you whispered near. I chased the road I thought was right, called control my guiding light. But every turn just led me back to where you were. Lord, I'm letting you lead. I don't need to know what's next for me. I've learned the hard way I can't see what you already see. I lay my pride and fear at your feet. I don't need to be in control. Lord, I'm letting you lead. I've made some plans that look so sure, build my hope on something unsure. But peace don't come from steering hard, it comes from trusting where you are. I don't rush the road ahead, I don't fear where it bends. If you're walking right with me, that's enough. Lord, I'm letting you lead through the quiet and the unknown streets. I don't map out every mile, I trust your hand all the while. Even when the way feels steep, I know you won't abandon me. Lord, I'm letting you lead. You see the turns I never could, you stop me where I think I should. If following costs my certainty, it gives me peace. If you're tired of leading alone, of carrying weight that's not your own, let this truth help you believe. Freedom starts when He leads. Lord, I'm letting you lead. Not because I'm strong, but because you are. I don't fear the road unseen. I've seen how faithful you've been. If my life moves steadily toward the hope you promised me, Lord, I'm letting you lead. I don't rush tomorrow's need, I walk today behind your lead. Every step calm and free. Lord, I'm letting you lead. Ooh. I tried every road I knew by heart, tried fixing the fall before it fell apart. I leaned on my strength till it ran out of breath, till silence was all I had left. The answers I trusted slipped through my hands. Every plan I made turned to sand. I stood in the dark with nowhere to go except down on my knees, real slow. When all I could do was pray to God. When words felt weak and faith felt small, I didn't have hope, I didn't have proof, just a heart crying out for truth. I had no control, I had no odds, when all I could do was pray to God. I used to believe I could handle the weight, carry tomorrow, outrun my fate. But life has a way of breaking the lie that we're
were strong enough on our own inside. So I laid my pride at the foot of grace, stopped running, stopped saving face. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but prayer was where healing began. When all I could do was pray to God with shaking hands and a weary heart, I didn't ask Him to understand, I just asked Him to take my hand. I had no strength, I had no guard, when all I could do was pray to God. Pray loud when the soul is tired, it's a whispered truth in the fire. It's not the words that move His hand, it's the brokenness He understands. If you're standing where I once stood with nothing left but faith you could, barely hold on to through the dark, that's where prayer starts. When all I could do was pray to God, when every door felt fully locked, I didn't see how He'd make a way, but mercy met me in that place. I lost my grip, I gave Him all, when all I could do was pray to God. I still don't know what tomorrow holds, but I know who hears my soul. And when the night is heavy and hard, I'll pray to God. I was sure I believed till the ground gave way, till the answers I trusted all slipped away. I prayed like a habit, not like a man in need. Said the words, but my heart wouldn't agree. I watched my courage turn into doubt. Every promise felt worn out. I thought if faith was real and strong, it wouldn't feel this gone. When my faith failed, God held me. When my hope fell through my hands, I couldn't see Him, couldn't feel Him, but He never let me stand alone. I didn't trust, I didn't see, still His mercy surrounded me. When my faith failed, God held me. I thought belief meant never breaking down, never losing solid ground, but the truth is faith gets tired too, still God carries you. I stopped pretending I was fine, stopped trying to sound divine. I just said, Lord, I'm barely here, and heaven came near. When my faith failed, God held me. When my strength was gone and gone again, I let go of what I thought I knew and found out grace is true. I didn't stand, I couldn't see, still His love stood over me. When my faith
speaks when faith is weak. Grace still holds what hope can't keep. If you're barely breathing prayer, God is already there. When my faith failed, God held me every night and every doubt. I was sure I'd fall forever, but mercy never let me go. If your faith feels empty, let my story help you see. When your faith fails, God holds you. I don't fear the dark like I did then. I've learned who holds me when my faith fails. God still holds me. God still holds me.